10 o'clock.
Friday, 10 o'clock tune. It's showtime, the EV Cafe News.
It's 10 o'clock. Tune in. It's the EV Cafe News. And thanks for switching on and powering up. We are fast charging through the next 30 minutes with the biggest stories in sustainable transport with expert analysis you won't find anywhere else from Paul, Sarah and Sam screeches in by the seat of his pants. Paul, are you well, my friend?
I am well. I'm very well. Yes, it's been a good and a very busy and a very satisfying week. Beginning wonderfully well and just continuing on through all the week with all of my favourite people, especially having JC in my house. Happy days.
Yeah, you'll need to change those sheets, mate. By the way.
I know. Yes, I've been told.
And Sarah, what's made you smile this week?
Well, you've got to say the EV Cafe Partners Day on Monday was phenomenal, and then I finished the week off with the UK Symposium yesterday with lots of lovely EV cafeers in the crowd, so it was just a great week, but I am exhausted. I think I'm going to go 6 out of 10 just because of the blend of physical and emotional exhaustion I'm experiencing. Yeah.
It's been a week.
Yeah.
And young Sam, what's made you snarl this week?
I don't know. I wouldn't know where to start, John. But if I ever tell you guys that I'm looking at running another £100 million government project, please shoot me. Please, just tie me up and tie me
do
up.
We need the excuse for the project for that?
I was going to say, I'm happy to do it anytime. Just say, yeah.
No, let's just tie him up and throw him in a cupboard. Right, grab a brew and let's engage ludicrous mode as we dive into this week's cleanest headlines. Because we have got a literal 4.25 tons of stuff to get through today. So off we go. See what I did there, Paul?
I see what you did. Yeah.
Right, and coming up, CPD are creating the UK's first fully off-grid, renewable-powered commercial vehicle conversion workshop. Paul and I have been there, and we can tell you more. Iveco have launched a wireless charging electric van. Sam, I'm coming to you for that one. The wait continues for a 4.25 tonne electric van rule changes. Pablo, thought I might dig into your brain for that one. And the least popular road junction types differ from the most dangerous. Sarah, cerebral challenge.
I love mine. I want this.
I thought I'd bring you that one. But first, the EV Cafe commercial clap where we highlight innovation and new things in our industry.
A commercial clap from the EV Cafe.
Innovation applauded.
And whilst Paul does the housework and cleans his camera, I can tell you about a just transition to electric mobility is being designed by students in Thailand. The Empower E-Mobility Challenge harnessed the on-the-ground perspectives of 178 students to identify real-world adoption barriers and infrastructure gaps within Bangkok's shifting transport ecosystem. By integrating youth-led innovation and achieving rare gender parity, and this really matters because girls just get left out of this stuff, but right now they are designing Bangkok's future, and at a time when the world's oil supply is a little bit unpredictable, it has never been more important that we get stuck into tackling the transition to renewables. Brilliant work in Thailand. Next up, Openreach has struck a deal with Sainsbury's Smart Charge to help power its 6,000 plus fleet of electric vans. Operating a national network of ultra-rapid charging hubs at 80 locations, Smart Charge will give Openreach engineers access to discounted charging rates and nectar points each time they charge. While not disclosing how much it would be expected to save due to commercial sensitivities, Openreach said it will pay less than the standard public tariff. Worth a massive shout out also to Judy O'Keefe, the fleet director, Paul and Fraser, and the team at Openreach, who were brilliant hosts at the partner day that we had on Monday. Sarah, weren't Openreach just amazing hosts?
Yeah, I think the bit that struck out for me on the bit that Judy O'Keefe presented was how they're being really deliberately fussy about which charge point operators they're going to let their fleets go to, because downtime is everything and they've got to be sure that the quality of service they get when they're paying for that charge is the one that they need to get them back on the road quicker. I mean, talk about put your money where your mouth is and make your mark. I was very impressed with that strong ruling.
Yeah, they were outstanding. And finally, oh no, not finally, because we've got 4 commercial claps this week.
What?
So, I know, 4. A report, Fleet Forward Powering the Transition to Electric Mobility. EY have done some work with the Electricity Industry Association, Eurelectric, and they estimate that the full fleet electrification could bring a CO2 emissions reduction of up to 1 billion tonnes of CO2 by the end of the decade. However, the report argues that operating cost advantages alone will not drive mass adoption, highlighting factors such as higher upfront vehicle prices for EVs, uncertainty over their residual values, uneven incentive structures and delays in grid connection and charging deployment even. It's always worth stating the big perceived barriers so that we can basically knock them back. And EY don't seem to have any answers. They just point out the problems. You want answers? Come to the EV Cafe. And finally, Virgin Media O2 is hitting the road with 101 new Renault Master E-Tech electric vans, Paul, vans! to support the company's net zero carbon emission goal by the end of 2040. The new vans will be used across the country by the operator's network engineers, who are responsible for maintaining Virgin Media O2's broadband network 24/7, 365. Okay, should we get on with the news?
Get on with the news.
Let's do it, people. And construction is now underway at CPD Body's Stockton-on-Tees headquarters on what will become the UK's first fully off-grid renewable-powered commercial vehicle conversion workshop, a project set to redefine sustainable manufacturing in the UK LCV sector. A substantial 6-figure initial investment marks a major step in CPD's commitment to operate entirely on green energy by the end of this year. When complete, the new facility will run primarily on-site solar generation, supported by battery storage, forming a self-sufficient energy ecosystem designed to cut the operational carbon emissions by an estimated 62% in its first year. Now, Paul, you and I have been to CPD Bodies. They're just stunning, aren't they?
They're a great bunch of guys. Cathal Patrick Dorsey, I've got his last name wrong, but he is CPD, and he's just brought that up really with blood, sweat and tears, and it is really growing into an excellent business, delivering some incredible kit for many people in really tough environments, proper tough construction environments, traffic management, all of those kinds of things. But they do great conversion work, and now they're just putting the sustainability cherry on top with this wonderful centre for conversions, that they can do conversions completely off grid. It's just brilliant.
And for those who don't understand what a conversion is, Paul, it's essentially putting the right body on a chassis for a van.
Yeah, so I mean, you won't ever see a chassis typically driving around on the road. What you see is like a tipper or something like a flatbed or a drop side, or even a big Luton body with the big boxes on the back. So they start out life as just a chassis, which is just the cab and a metal frame, and then you put the stuff on the back. So yeah, that's exactly what they are, John.
And they are quality. I remember seeing one of their directors walking around the workshop and he saw a small bolt on the floor.
Nice.
And he picked it up, looked at it, knew exactly where that bolt went and fixed it to the vehicle, because they are so focused on quality and making sure that every single product leaves them tip top. Wonderful place. CPD Bodies, everybody. Right, okay, it is time for the shout out, 9 minutes past 10. Shall we go? Sam, are you ready? You excited?
As I'll never be.
Right, well, some really, really great news. Gary Comerford, 5:39 this morning, was 9 out of 10. There is no way on this planet at 5:39 in the morning I'm 9 out of 10, but well done, my friend. Steve Warts, where were you? 8 minutes past 7.
I know.
Oh, dear.
He had to lie in, obviously.
He's going to have to buck his game up. Peter Lever, wonderful to see you on Monday at the Partners Day. And he says, who wants to be involved in a camper van conversion? Camper vans, oh, ain't that nice?
Everyone.
Right, Ewan
I'll test
McLeod from Voca, he's in the house. Good to have you here, and great to see Voca at the Partner Day on Monday. James, the Screenwash King, he's in the house. Morning, fun of folk. Good morning, my friend. Would love to give you a hug, a squeeze, and all that stuff. Oh, I was in. Oh, that was nice. Mike Seymour. Now, we saw Mike on Monday. Mike had a bit of a swollen face. Hope you're feeling better. What a fun week that was. You are not kidding. It's 9 out of 10. Still got a slightly fat cheek. Yeah, so have I. Get over it. Right, Belinda Guy. Hello. Lovely to see you. Michael Barton. Guess where he is? Have a guess. Go on. He's in Bristol. Lovely to see you. Now, Stuart Humphrey. Stuart, health battery is 5 out of 10. Oh, sorry, his mental health battery is 5 out of 10. Stuart, I've got a little something that I hope will buck you just slightly, because you were incredibly kind and you posted a really important message on LinkedIn. So, I'll read it out for you because I've got it here. Nesso has released the data for the UK grid for February. And our number one generator for February was wind. No jokes about me standing up at PLP, Paul. The high level statistics, 63% of generation was from zero carbon sources. The peak zero carbon generation share was 91%. And the lowest carbon intensity was 39 grams of CO2 per kilowatt hour. That is really interesting, right to the heart of the matter. Stuart Humphrey, you are not just a pretty face. Anything we can do to pick you up from 5 out of 10, do hit us up. Marvin Samuels is on the YouTube. Nice to see you, Marv. Ash Bannister. Now, he's still 2 mugs, isn't he? I think we might have to upgrade him to 3 mugs. Teresa Swift sent me a begging letter yesterday asking for one of the new EV Cafe mugs that Paul is modelling there. So we're going to sort that one out. And then it's him. It's Peter Heath. He's got better teeth than me because I'm off to the dentist later. Anne Snelson, great to have you here. Her sustainability courses are rather tip-top, don't you know? Lloyd Allen, he's back in Bristol. He's back up to a 7 out of 10 and feeling thankful.
Thankful.
We should all feel thankful. Good on you,
Absolutely.
Lloyd. Leo
John?
Pick. Yes, mate.
Can I please jump the queue? I just seen Chris Dimitriou's comment, and I think we should absolutely focus on that one if we may.
Hit me.
Is that all right? Do you mind?
Hit me.
Because I
I'm
don't-
Go.
finding it.
So it says, good morning all. Can we give a big shout out and plenty of love to Matt Pretorius
Yes.
at Octopus? He's had a tough time recently, and it would mean a lot for us to show that we are all with him and that we are looking forward to seeing him again at upcoming events. So those that haven't seen, Matt is a former employee of GridServe as well, so and someone I've known, and I think we all have for a long, long time. He's had a mega rough time with some really tough mental, brain issues. He's been in a coma. He's recovering. They've done a huge work to try and put him back together again, and he showcased it on LinkedIn. So, in a wonderful way, he was highlighting as much about his work and his desire to keep promoting this industry, as well as sort of nonchalantly talking about the fact that he's been given a terminal illness and was put in a coma recently. So, a wonderful post. If anyone sees it, please do like it and love it. But I just wanted to take that time to shout him out. Hopefully, he'll get a recording of this from someone, and we can all wish him well here.
We can make very
Absolutely.
sure that Matt Pretorius gets a copy of this. Matt, you are a real battler, a survivor, and we are massively pleased to see you making a recovery of sorts and doing the very, very best that you can. Well done. Also, well done to Chris Dimitriou for putting people first. Well done, my friend.
We absolutely
Well done,
have to
Sam.
give him a mug, don't you think? I mean, I feel like it's
Mug is.
kind
We've
gift.
got to get one in the post. We'll get Helen on it
Absolutely.
immediately.
So, to Matt Pretorius and to Chris Dimitriou?
Absolutely.
Yeah, why not?
Yes, why not? Yeah.
Good stuff. Two mugs out the door. Ben McDonald, greetings to you, my friend. Craig Stark, good morning. I believe it's Friday already. Indeed, sir. Indeed. Jim Blair, good morning, everyone. Phil Reeves, hello. Kate Tyrrell is in the house.
Reporting for
in
duty.
Oh.
Golly, with a salute. Golly. Now, the AA used to salute people, members, as they went past. I liked that. We should bring that back. Ah, dear. Who else we got in the house? Billy Andrew. Billy Andrew? No
Billy
way.
Andrew?
Is this... Billy Andrew from Police Scotland. Wow, that's worth a salute. Greetings, sir. Lovely to have you here. And it's bloody typical. I've got the funniest line for Jamie Fretwell. He's not even bothered to show up.
We just get it then.
But
No,
nonetheless.
we keep it for another day.
Yeah.
Okay, well, sorry. You snooze, you lose, Jamie Fretwell. There you go. Right, we'll catch up with you soon. Anyway, on with the news. 10:15.
You know, that just means John gets to save that and then use it next week, so he hasn't got to write it twice.
I actually have a list of 101 of these that I created, and because I knew this was going to run and run and run, so I've now still got about 97 of them left. Shall we move on? Now, this is exciting, Sam. Get steady here. Iveco has unveiled the first road-ready e-daily with integrated dynamic and static wireless charging. The electric van induction charging will be deployed by A35 Brabemi, an Italian toll road connecting Brescia and Milan, part of the Aleatica group. The inductive charging system fitted to the Iveco e-Daily was specifically developed to work with Brabemi's infrastructure, a network of coils beneath the road surface to transfer energy directly to electric vehicles above them. It's an important milestone in the journey that Brabemi began several years ago with Arena del Futuro, continued through the startup Volta Tire, attracting the interest of manufacturers. Now, the best name today is Marco Amo Boot, Vehicle Electrification, Transmission and Distribution Innovation and Advanced Engineering at Iveco. And can you imagine his business card?
It's about this long.
Anyway, Marco said, after nearly a year of testing wireless charging in both static and dynamic modes on the equipped ring at the A35 site, with highly positive results, we seized the opportunity to prepare a new e-daily equipped with the DWPT, Dynamic Wireless Power Transfer System. Wow. So we've got an OEM now equipped with induction charging. Sam, what does that do to the charging landscape? Anything? Nothing? Should we just move on?
Oh God! Every innovation is to be applauded, I suppose, and there are niches in everything. And hopefully, people can carve those niches into material solutions. Dynamic and static charging has been around a long, long time. I did some trials with my own logistics company many, many years ago, and it's quite an expensive piece of infrastructure to put coils in the ground and have them, in large scale. But they'll make it work, I'm sure, in a localized environment. And I'm a little bit dubious because static charging is, we could just use cables and it works. Dynamic charging is quite intensive in terms of road application. But we'll see. I'm sure there's a niche someone can carve out of it, but I'm not entirely convinced that it's large scale.
Now, Paul, you have a slightly smug look on your face. Go for it.
Well, it's not smug. It just makes me chuckle that. 10 years ago, everything was expensive. Electric vehicles were expensive. The batteries were expensive. Charging equipment is expensive. People tested it and still, broke the bank to do it. And trucks right now are expensive, and people are still doing it. They're pushing the boundaries. They're seeing what's possible, and it will get cheaper. And this has happened even in the period of the Z-Hid trial. The prices of trucks have come down from a higher point and they're going steadily down. I learned that from Josh Spencer at the DAF Collective, we'll give it that. And so my expectation is the more people use this technology and design products around this technology, the cheaper it will get and the more effective it will get. It's not going to be widespread. It's not going to be widespread. But it is going to be a solution and part of the ecosystem that resolves the charging challenge, which can be very real for some people. Big manufacturers like Iveco doing it mean that there's some hope for it as part of their proposition. I think that's a good thing.
That was kind of where I was going with this, Sarah, was that when you start to get OEMs saying, yeah, we can actually see a commercial case for induction charging, and they're putting their own money into this, that is kind of a tick in a box.
Well, I think we all remember the Innovate UK trials from 2018, where this sort of took place. Even on the EV rally, we called into a wireless charging place. I think Charge-E were running that. I think that's something like that. So it hasn't been very widespread yet. But Peter Lever's here; he knows all caught a bit of Edith's YouTube stuff, and they were trialing this on a road in a different country, showing how effective it can be. And taxi ranks was the one use case that I thought was very clever. So I'm not a naysayer for wireless charging at all.
So
taxi ranks are one of the ones that was the earliest dismissed when we did the trials a few years ago, because they move all the time, and every single time you move, you have to have a new transaction, and it's so yeah.
But I don't know when that was, Sam, but taxi ranks, particularly outside train stations, have become a lot more organised now. You have to be in a particular bay now. So yeah, Nottingham's a good example. Swindon's looking better and better every time I go. So I don't know. I feel like some of these trials were too early and too quick to be dismissed.
And of course, there's always an aggregation of transactions. So if you were to move along a place where there was an awful lot of induction coils, rather than having multiple sessions as you moved forward in the queue, somebody would just aggregate that through software and present you with one number at the end of it. So there are solutions to some of the historical challenges. I'm just delighted to see that somebody's trialling something that, as you say, Sam, has been around for a long, long time. But when you've got an OEM behind it, with the sort of money that Iveco have got to develop this sort of proposition, it sends a signal. 10:21. Let's move on. And fleets facing continuing uncertainty over when rule changes designed to ease electric van adoption will be implemented are getting a bit cheesed off with it, frankly. A consultation was launched in December 2024. That was a year and a bit ago, on amending the situation whereby rules designed for HGVs also apply to 3.5 to 4.25 tonne electric vans, reducing the effectiveness of a derogation which allows these vehicles to be classed as light commercial vehicles for driving licence purposes. In its consultation response, which was published in November last year, the Department for Transport said it would work to move 3.5 and to 4.25 tonne zero emission vans into the Class 7 MOT system. That means that the first MOT comes after 3 years, not after the first year, as is current. Essentially, they're treated like HGVs rather than light commercial vehicles. And the DFT also said that changes would be made to the application of driver hour rules, moving the vehicles from the assimilated rules to GB rules, including removal of the requirement for tachograph use. Paul, that's a lot of chat. What's the facts about the implications of what this move to decent regulations for 4.25 derogation means?
Well, there has been a significant resistance amongst most anybody to take a 4.25 tonne, particularly when the driving licence and there was 5 hours of training and all of that stuff. So that has now gone. We're done with that. And then there was towing. There was the MOT. The MOT is significant. There's around it's a tiny number of approved truck MOT centres, and you have to submit them the day before and do all of this kind of stuff, pre-checks, all that sort of stuff. But with a standard van, you can just go down the road, drive it in, get the MOT done, and go on your way. And there are many thousands of those kinds of centres. So what it's done is just increase downtime exponentially because of this issue. And so moving it into a van category, not a truck category as it now is, it will save money, speed the process, and make them much easier to operate and adopt. And that will give increased payload opportunities, which improves productivity, gets better value from the vehicles, and delivers goods faster. I mean, that's good news, but we really need those changes to get written into law before they can happen. It's great to talk about it, and government, we do love you for getting there, but please, please, please change the law so that we can actually act on it.
Why does it take so flipping long? I mean, if they want to do something, the government can just literally snap its fingers, get it done, and move on, as we've seen recently with policy initiatives that happen around, what's going on in the Middle East. Why on earth does nobody in government seem to care about this major bottleneck in getting the deployment of larger electric vans? I just don't understand.
I think you've got to shout out people like Paul Hollick, who are really going above and beyond with the AFP. And he's Green Fleet 100 position number 1. So he's of many, many voices who can make things like this happen a bit quicker, I think. No pressure.
It's not happening though, is it? And that's the frustration I feel, is that almost to a person, we're all saying the same thing. We need this to happen to continue the pace and scale of the transition to those larger LCVs. Yet, for some reason, it's way down the list of things that matter. Yet everybody expects good logistics to just happen by magic. It ain't gonna happen, people.
It's the same in the truck world. We're just seeing little bits of progress, rather than we're seeing little bits of stories, little drip feeds of positivity from government, which is great in the short term and useless in the long term. So, just need a longer plan, for God's sake, for all of this stuff, and commit to it.
Let's get behind Paul Hollick's initiative and anything that he can do from the Association of Fleet Professionals' perspective to help move this forward. The weight of voices will help. Your voice matters. Now then, just got to give a quick shout out to this particular person, Wollongong. I thought that was in Australia. Am I wrong?
Well, it depends where he's dialing in from.
No, I actually thought there was a place called Wollongong in Australia.
Yeah, there probably
Anyway,
is,
right.
yeah.
10:26. Now, Sarah, stand by.
I'm so excited. Go on.
Unmarked crossroads are the most disliked type of road junction among UK drivers. The AA has found, despite them not being where most casualties occur. A survey by the AA's Accident Assist team found that 23% of drivers disliked unmarked crossroads the most, ahead of yellow box junctions, 19%, staggered junctions, oh, I'm a junction and I'm staggered, at 12%, mini roundabouts at 9%, and slip roads. However, the AA's pointed out that this ranking doesn't reflect the Department for Transport data, which shows that T junctions and staggered junctions are where the most casualties occur, with more than 34,000 people killed or injured at them in 2024. And that was the bit that really surprised me. 34,000 people in 1 year killed or injured at T junctions. That's shocking. This was well ahead of 12,500 casualties at crossroads. I used to love crossroads. Do you remember Benny? He used to wear a little hat. Anyway,
I
doesn't
don't.
matter.
I do, yes.
Yeah, there we
You
go.
don't. Funny that.
Yeah, young people don't. Hit the comments if you remember Crossroads. Come on, people. 12,500 people were casualties at Crossroads and 7,500 at roundabouts. Now, I know that Zebedee and Dougal had real problems with the magic roundabout. The casualty figures also demonstrate the relative danger of turning right, with 19,500 casualties incurred when turning across traffic, compared with more than 6,500 when turning left. Now, is there a logic that on the continent turning left is more dangerous? Sarah?
I thought you were going to do your Zoolander impression of someone who's left or right. But number one, I bet you a lot of people don't know the difference between all of those types of junctions, and they very rarely know the difference between the types of crossings as well. So I think it's kind of all on us to keep our road safety stuff up to date. But a staggered junction is a wonky one. There's a minor road onto a major road and off again on a minor road, which means you're stuck in the middle of the road. And people don't tend to look more than once or twice, so they pull out, don't see that you've stopped, and round into the back of you before you've had chance to move across. So I can understand why that one's not very popular. But yes, let's buy each other a nice old hard copy of the latest updates.
Indeed, the highway code's quite a useful reference material here, I would have suggested. Go read it, because it's darn fine reading. Now then,
Does it define what an unmarked crossroad is? I'm trying to picture in my mind what
It's
that
where
is.
you
Yeah,
don't
I can't
have.
remember seeing
They're really common in rural locations. So when you would normally
Yeah.
get a give way warning sign and give way double lines, there's no white lines. It's just the end of a hedge.
There can't be that many of those proportionally across the country to all
When
the
you're
other
driving
junctions,
around,
surely.
I'm sure we can find some.
let's see if we can find them on the rally, the EV rally, coming in September. Anyway, right, so a few lovers of Crossroads, 10:29. Gary Comerford. Oh, Miss Diane, he's so right. Marv Samuels, he remembers Crossroads very well. And Mark Cornwall. Seriously, Benny went on to fly jets. It was Benny and the Jets!
Jets!
Can I just say, Mark, that wins a mug. That's brilliant. Hit us up in the DMs and we will send you a mug. That was brilliant. Mike Seymour, I did a speed awareness course last week. I feel well up to spec. Mike, that is nothing to be talking about. You're a naughty boy. Now then, 10:30.
Naughty.
Let's finish off there. If you've got any clean transport PR or news stories you'd like us to cover, please send them to us at hello@evcafe.org. Until next Friday, it's goodbye from me, and it's goodbye from my good friends. This has been an EV Cafe production. Other sustainability news services are available, but this is just fun! The EV Cafe is truly blessed to be partnered with the AA, Webfleet, Europcar, Avalou, Drax, Utility Line, PLP, AW Energy, CPD Bodies and TrueCharge. With the EV Cafe supporting the transition and supported by a cat. Enjoy the rest of the day and your weekend wherever it takes you.
Cat.
Until next Friday, bye puss! About wobbly bits.